Have you ever heard a whisper about a secret group that controls everything? A group so powerful, so hidden, that most people don't even know it exists? This is the core idea behind the legend of the Illuminati. Imagine a club, but not one for sports or after-school activities. This club is said to be ancient. Its members chosen from the most powerful and influential people on Earth, world leaders, billionaires, and famous stars. They meet in secret, in hidden rooms and shadowy halls, making decisions that affect every single one of us. It's a captivating story, a puzzle that has intrigued people for centuries, making us wonder what might be happening just beyond our sight. The story begins a long time ago, in a part of the world we now call Germany. A real group called the Bavarian Illuminati was formed in 1776. Their goal was to challenge the power of the government and religious leaders of their time. They believed in reason, science, and free thought, and they wanted to spread these ideas. However, this original group did not last long. After only about a decade, it was discovered and officially shut down by the local rulers. But the idea of the Illuminati, a secret society with grand ambitions, did not disappear with them. Instead, it grew into a legend, a myth that has been passed down through generations, changing and expanding with each telling. So what is the modern idea of the Illuminati? Today, when people talk about this group, they are usually not referring to the historical club from Germany. They're talking about a much grander, more mysterious organization. This new, legendary Illuminati is believed to have survived its supposed end and continued its work in secret. Its members are thought to have infiltrated the highest levels of power across the globe. They are the puppet masters, pulling the strings of presidents and prime ministers. They are the hidden hands that guide the world's economies and start or stop wars. It's a story straight out of a thriller novel, where nothing is as it seems. The symbol most often linked with the Illuminati is the all-seeing eye, which you might have seen on the back of a US dollar bill, floating above an unfinished pyramid. For conspiracy believers, this isn't just a historical design, it's a secret sign. They see it as proof, a hidden message from the Illuminati, telling the world that they are always watching, always in control. This eye represents their supposed knowledge and power, a constant reminder of their silent, overarching presence in our world. It turns everyday objects into potential clues in a global mystery, inviting us to look closer and question what we think we know. Let's imagine for a moment that this secret society is real. What would our world actually look like if the Illuminati were in charge? On the surface, things might not seem very different. We would still go to school, our parents would still go to work, and we would still watch our favorite shows on TV. But underneath this normal-looking surface, the big decisions would not be made by the people we elect. Instead, a small, hidden council would be choosing the course of history. The leaders of countries who we see giving speeches and signing laws might only be actors playing a part, following a script written by this unseen group. Think about the news you watch or read. In a world controlled by the Illuminati, the media would be one of their most powerful tools. They could decide what stories are important and which ones should be ignored. If they wanted everyone to think a certain way about a new law or a world event, they could ensure that every news channel, newspaper, and website reported the exact same message. Any journalists or reporters who tried to uncover the truth and expose their control would be silenced or discredited, their stories buried so deep that no one would ever find them. The truth would become whatever the secret society wanted it to be. Our daily lives would also be subtly guided. The popular songs on the radio, the blockbuster movies everyone is talking about, and even the viral trends on social media could be part of the Illuminati's plan. They might use entertainment to distract us from more serious issues or to slowly shape our opinions and values without us even realizing it. The very culture we live in could be a carefully constructed environment designed to keep us compliant and unaware of the real power structure. We would be living inside a grand illusion, a comfortable reality built to hide the strings that control our every move. Even major global events could be orchestrated. Imagine if things like economic crises or international conflicts were not random occurrences but were planned events, designed to benefit the secret society. They could create problems just so they could offer the solutions. Solutions that would give them even more power and control over the world's resources and people. In this scenario, history would not be a series of accidents and choices, but a carefully plotted narrative, with every chapter written by a handful of individuals hidden from the public eye, working towards an unknown final goal. People who believe in the Illuminati's secret rule are always looking for clues. They believe the group leaves behind hidden messages and symbols in plain sight as a way to communicate with each other or to boast about their power. They point to architectural designs in major cities like Washington, D.C., claiming the street layouts form occult symbols visible only from above. They analyze the logos of major corporations, searching for hidden triangles, eyes, or other signs that might connect them to this ancient network. For believers, the world is a giant scavenger hunt, and they are the detectives trying to piece together the evidence of this global conspiracy. Another common belief is that the Illuminati controls the world's finances. They are said to be behind the big international banks, and to have the power to create or destroy wealth on a massive scale. According to this idea, they can cause a stock market to crash or a country's economy to fail, all to further their own goals. This financial control would give them immense leverage over governments. A country that refuses to follow the Illuminati's orders could find itself suddenly facing economic ruin, forcing its leaders to comply. In this view, money is not just currency, it is a weapon, and the most powerful weapon of all. The entertainment industry is another area where people see the Illuminati's influence. They claim that famous musicians, actors, and celebrities are members of the society. The theory goes that these stars are given fame and fortune in exchange for their loyalty and for spreading the group's messages through their work. A hand gesture in a music video, a particular symbol on a piece of clothing worn at an awards show, these are all seen as signs of allegiance. Believers analyze lyrics and film plots for hidden meanings that promote the Illuminati's agenda, turning pop culture into a battlefield of secret messages. So, why do these ideas persist? Why do so many people find the idea of a secret society like the Illuminati so compelling? One reason is that it offers a simple explanation for a very complex world. When bad things happen like wars or economic hardship, it can be comforting to think that someone is in control, even if that someone is a sinister secret group. It can feel less chaotic than believing that these events are random or the result of complicated forces. It turns a confusing world into a story with clear villains, which can be easier to understand and process than the messy, unpredictable nature of reality. Now, what do most experts, historians, political scientists, and journalists have to say about all this? The overwhelming consensus is that there is no credible evidence to support the idea of a secret society running the world. They point out that the original Bavarian Illuminati was a small, short-lived group with very limited influence. The modern myths, they argue, are just that, myths. They explain that running a secret global conspiracy of this scale would be practically impossible. It would require perfect secrecy from thousands if not millions of people over centuries, which is something that history has shown is not achievable. Experts also offer alternative explanations for the things that believers point to as proof. The all-seeing eye on the dollar bill, for instance, is a well-documented historical symbol used long before the Illuminati existed, representing divine providence or God's watchful care. The complex events that people attribute to a secret plan are better explained by the messy, often unpredictable interactions of different governments, corporations, and individuals, all with their own competing interests. It's not one group pulling the strings, but many different groups pulling in many different directions at once, creating the complicated world we live in. It is completely natural to be curious about the world and to question why things are the way they are. Asking questions is how we learn and grow. However, it is also important to practice critical thinking. This means not just accepting information at face value, especially when it comes from unverified sources on the internet. It means looking for evidence, considering different viewpoints, and seeking out reliable sources like academic experts, reputable journalists, and historical records. It's about learning to tell the difference between a fascinating story and a verifiable fact, a skill that is more important now than ever before. Ultimately, the legend of the Illuminati is a powerful story that captures our imagination. It taps into our fears of the unknown and our desire for simple answers in a complicated world. Whether you find the story exciting, scary, or just plain silly, the most important thing is to keep thinking for yourself. Be curious, ask big questions, and investigate the answers. Don't be afraid to challenge what you hear, but also be willing to follow the evidence where it leads. The world is full of real mysteries and complex problems, and it needs sharp, curious minds like yours to help understand and solve them.